Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5.
A few weeks ago, we took some time to celebrate the end of my PhD and to reflect on the history of vacations. To make a long story short, as work hours increased and some middle-class jobs became intensified in the 19th and 20th centuries, workers started to see the benefits of taking some time away from the workplace to rest and recover.
Now, we started to wonder, what happens if you don't take that break? As we briefly mentioned, there are a lot of countries and contexts where workers either cannot or will not take the time to get that rest that many of us need after long stretches of work.
In many countries, workers are guaranteed a certain amount of annual leave or vacation as part of legislated work policies. But even with these allowances made to ensure that workers can take a break, in some cultures, it can become a point of pride to overwork, and in many cases, just miss taking off those paid vacation days. For example, a recent survey in the United States found that 52% of workers do not use all of their allocated vacation days. Japan is another country where workers often skip those vacation days. In these cases where people aren't taking time to themselves, what are the risks of overworking?
It turns out the consequences are quite dire and can have significant health issues arise from working too much. The World Health Organization has recently defined burnout, or exhaustion because of chronic workplace stresses, as a clinical syndrome. It seems working nonstop can have significant mental health impacts on those who have trouble taking a break.
Cases of burnout seem to be increasing in recent years, likely for a number of different reasons. Work is increasingly competitive, with job security going down as companies are faced by large numbers of very competent workers. Also, with our laptops and smartphones, as we've mentioned in a previous episode, it's easier to be constantly in touch with work and always available. There are also certain high-stress jobs that have quite high levels of burnout. For example, doctors often report burnout at higher rates than other occupations.
This constant workplace grind can take its toll as work hours creep into evenings and weekends. Workers can end up experiencing symptoms like energy depletion, exhaustion, mental distance, cynicism or negativism towards work, and reduced efficiency in completing tasks.
If these symptoms and the stresses associated with burnout are not addressed, this condition can lead to people leaving their occupations. For example, doctors may leave their positions due to burnout, but when they do, this increases the load on those remaining in the workplace, continuing the cycle of increased burnout due to high workloads.
Taking a break from your job not only alleviates symptoms for those feeling under the gun, but can also increase workplace productivity. For example, annual leaves can be quite long in France. However, France is one of the most productive countries in the world. There may be a range of cultural phenomena involved with this trend, but it may contribute to the idea that having the time and space to have a life outside of work leaves you more focused in the office.
So while we understand the need to keep workers at their jobs, there is also a case to be made for making sure everyone is able to hit the reset button on a regular basis. It gives workers a chance to keep their balance and boost productivity for employers. Everyone wins.
We hope you take a breather and enjoy some healthy space away from work this summer, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!